Jacked Up Radio, 93.1 FM.
It's your man Joe Budden, one quarter of the slaughter, best rap in the World Wide Web, and I'm hanging out with my man Brent and my guy Jason, and you're checking out Jacked Up.
We're back on the show, and joining us now is the best thing to ever come out of Jersey. And no, I'm not talking about a TV show about drunk half Italians. We got one of my favorite artists, Joe Budden of Slaughterhouse, here to talk on some new projects. What's up, man?
How you feeling?
Good, dude. Now, I've been a fan of your stuff since I heard the song Walk With Me at the end of Def Jam Fight for New York when I fought Snoop Dogg. And, of course, I'm personally excited to see you and the rest of the Slaughterhouse dudes link up with Shady. But what's your outlook on things right now and where you are and how things stand?
It's funny, actually, we just left. We all were in Detroit working on the album. Came up with a lot of amazing songs, some real amazing concepts. Just hung out with M for a little bit and talked about, you know, how we would operate moving forward. And I'm just getting home yesterday, so everybody's in a real good place, feeling real good about what's about to happen and the music that's being made. So we're just anxious, man.
So do you feel extra pressure being associated with such a storied label and other artists like Eminem, D12, and Yellow Wolf, the rest of the Slaughterhouse? You know, I could totally understand why people would think it, but it's the exact opposite. You know, we don't feel any pressure at all. M is just really supportive. He's really excited. And I guess some of the pressure is just alleviated because he's such a great MC. He's such a great MC himself, and he kind of understands some of the trials and tribulations and the thought process that goes along with being an artist. So, there's no pressure at all. He said just go in and do what you guys do, and that's what we've been doing, and he's been loving the product so far.
That sounds good. And one thing I wanted to touch on really quickly before we got onto the upcoming Mood Music 4.5 was the whole cannabis thing, which I guess kind of ties into the new CD as the track Spring Training is on there and, well, sort of takes a bat to the guy. But what's the current status of that? Because I was reading a couple of days ago that he did an interview where he said he was sort of backing off from the situation.
Well, I mean, for me and all parties involved on my side, there never really was a situation. You know, we were all huge fans of cannabis coming up, as were so many other people. And when he started to, you know, express these feelings and these emotions, we really had no idea where it was coming from. I kind of just threw a couple of jabs at him just for the sport of it. Mm-hmm. But no, there's no issue. There's no issue with cannabis. There won't be any more jabs. There won't be, you know, nobody on my end has anything negative to say about cannabis or the Horsemen for that matter. The funny thing is we're actually all pretty cool with all the other members of the Horsemen.
Right. Yeah, I think it'd be pretty sick, too, if you, Slaughterhouse, and some of those guys linked up, so that would definitely be cool to see.
Yep.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, you know, those guys are amazing lyricists. You know, Killer Priest, we just bumped into him at South by Southwest. We see Razcast often. So, I mean, shout out to all those guys.
So, about your new project, you've done a Mood Music 3.5 in the past, and you know, now mentioned you've got the 4.5, which drops in a couple of days. So what's the motive for reissuing them with extra tracks?
Well, you know, I didn't want to do a Mood Music 5 because Mood Music is just something that comes around every 2 to 3 years. But I had some new things to express. I was in a new space, some different things to talk about. And I try to always just give the fans some type of supply of music. So Mood Music 4.5, about 7 new songs. They're amazing, amazing musically, amazing sonically. The fans are really anxious and excited about it, and hopefully they enjoy it.
Well, I've already heard Spring Training, of course, and When It All Implodes. Of course, there's also 5 other tracks, as you mentioned, but there's a lot of other stuff you got on your plate, including the upcoming second Slaughterhouse album, as we talked on earlier. Yeah. The third, if you want to get technical and count the new EP. But where are things with the project right now, and what can we expect from it?
Well, as far as that goes, like I said, we just, luckily for us, we work pretty efficiently and pretty quickly. So we probably got about 20 songs or more in the works right now. We probably want to stop between 30 and 40 and just sit down and really pick the best of the bunch. We've been in with all types of amazing producers who all are just as excited about the project as we are. As far as the release date, I wouldn't be able to say that. That's more so for Marshall and the powers over there at Shady to call that one. But if I had a wish list, I'd late 2011 to early 2012. But don't quote me. That's just my wish list.
Okay. Yeah, and one other thing I wanted to ask about that, is there any truth to Eminem going to be executive producing the album, or is that set in stone yet, or what?
it's set in stone as far as the group is concerned.
Right.
We definitely want to keep him heavily involved throughout the entire process, get his input, and just keep a open mind. And really just take advantage of having, the highest selling hip-hop artist be a part of this project and believing in us the way that he does.
Absolutely.
Well, another thing you're working on is your solo effort, The Great Escape. Can you touch on that real quick? And you got any names down for production and possible features you can speak on?
No, actually, it's funny. I just handed in my album to E1 yesterday. And I'm not even sure it'll be titled The Great Escape, because me and them, we weren't exactly on the same page regarding a few things. But the album's pretty good. DJ Khalil is on there. Jay Cardin is on there. Justice League is on there. I'm not sure when they plan on releasing that, but I try to always stay ahead of myself. So even though I just handed that project in and we're working on the Slaughterhouse project, I'm already on to, and 4.5. I'm already on to the next project and working on that.
Sounds good. Well, we're certainly looking forward to all the projects we've talked about on here. And for our listeners, I definitely recommend picking up a copy of Mood Music 4.5 that's released on Tuesday. For